Try to recall how you chat with close friends. Got it? Now, compare it to when you have to talk to your boss or someone important at work. They're different, right? Well, this difference isn't just in Indonesian, but also in English. In English, there's a distinction between casual and formal speech. So English isn't just limited to the casual version you often see in movies and contemporary TV series. Okay, now you might be wondering, why is it so important for us to discuss how to speak English in the workplace? Relax, I'm gonna spill all the beans here along with some practical tips, so stay tuned. Hi guys! Today, we're gonna learn about business English in the workplace. But why is business English so crucial? Just to give you an idea, many foreign companies settled in Indonesia in early 2020. All these companies obviously come from countries with different languages. So, to ensure smooth communication and work, they use English, which has become the international language. Hence, English for business is super important for those of you wanting to work in international or multinational companies. From creating work reports to seemingly trivial tasks like sending emails, everything will be done in English. So, without good business English skills, you might struggle to complete tasks on time. But don't worry, because I'll be giving you tips on writing professional emails and business reports in English right after this. Alright, we'll start with tips and tricks for writing professional emails in English. Why? Because interactions with bosses and coworkers in the office are inseparable from emails. Typically, business emails in English have a pretty strict structure. Number 1, subject. The most crucial part of a business email is the subject. Before recipients read the content of your email, they will see the subject line first. Simply put, this part gives them a brief idea of what you're trying to convey. For an effective subject, just use a concise and clear sentence so it doesn't get cut off. For instance, when you want to inquire about unclear task details, you can use this subject. Or if you need a reply ASAP, specify when the recipient should respond, down to the day and the time. Don't just use 1 or 2 words like this, so it's not mistaken for spam by the recipient or the office's email system. Number 2, salutations. Once the subject is set, we'll move on to salutations or greetings. This part is also vital to show respect to the person receiving your email, whether it's a colleague or a superior. So, how you greet people here is super important. If you're chatting with a colleague of the same rank, casual greetings like hi, hello, followed by the first name are enough. But casual does not mean you can use greetings from Western movies like this. Now, what if you're communicating with a superior or a not-so-close client? For interactions with important people, you can use the greetings dear. Then, don't mention their first name. Use honorifics like Mr. or Miss, followed by their surname, like this. But if you're unsure whether the email recipient is male or female, just use their full name to be safe. Number 3, body. So, you got the salutations down? We can start writing the email body, which is the core of what we want to convey. But what makes a good business email in English? Does it have to be as detailed as a thesis? No, not at all. When writing a professional email, just remember the KISS principle. Keep it simple and short, and tailor it to your needs. For instance, when you want to ask about task clarity, start with a friendly introductory sentence like this. Then, write a sentence that gets straight to the point and replace the topic with the confusing task detail. To make it clearer, you can also attach a file. For emails aiming to get the latest news from someone else, you can send a follow-up email with the same principle. But the wording is slightly different because you're asking for confirmation. And lastly, closing. Our business email is almost done. Now, we just need to add a closing. Typically, the conclusion of a professional email in English has a section explaining what we expect from the recipient. For example, if we want an update by a certain time, we can add a sentence like this. But if not, this one sentence is enough. Then there's a final greeting on a new line. Just like the email content, this part is brief to show who we are. But before sending, make sure your email has been proofread to avoid typos in the recipient's name and sentence spelling. Now, imagine you're chilling at the office and suddenly you get an email from your boss asking you to create a report on the data you've collected. Wait, there's a catch. The report has to be in English because it will be forwarded to the top executives abroad. No need to panic though, because I will give tips on the format and structure of business reports in business English that you can try. Simply put, the structure of a business report in English goes like this. First and foremost, don't forget to indicate the report's author. If you're the one writing it, make sure the beginning includes these three things. If you often write final assignments or papers, you're probably familiar with the background section, right? Well, the terms of reference section is there to indicate why the report exists. For instance, if your company wants to know how interested young people are in a recently released product, you can set that as the writing objective with a structure like this. For reports dealing with data, readers will want to know how you obtain the data. You can explain in detail in the procedure section, similar to the methodology in a final assignment. Here, describe how you collect it and process the data needed for the report's analysis. Using the previous example, it would look something like this. Essentially, since business reports are objective, most sentences are written in passive rather than active voice. In the next section, findings, you can simply list the most important parts of your discoveries in bullet points. You can even include graphs or brief explanations of their content here. After that, you can draw conclusions from the findings in the conclusion section, like why users aged 15 to 25 are less interested in product A, for instance. To make it even better, link it to recommendations that can be taken, which could be a brief list like this. Well, there you have it. All the tips and tricks you can try for writing business emails and reports in English at work. Now, I want to invite you to practice creating a report. Identify a problem around you and provide a solution recommendation using the format that we just discussed. Keep it concise, focusing on the main point. And pretend you have to send this report digitally to your superior, so don't forget to write the email. So share your writings in the comment section so we can learn together. And I will see you in the next video where we will discuss business English for conversations. Bye-bye.